So 2020, what a year! What a year! We kind of started in the summer, and I did some videos and stuff, and wasn't really intending it to be a thing. And then you guys came along and made it a thing. So this is a story of a thing, that what we did.
I started the year in January, got to February, got to March, then it was November due to furlough. I've played more video games this year than probably the last 5 years put together.
I think it's been a really, really good year for me personally. I've enjoyed what I've done with you guys. We've had a lot of fun, haven't we? I think.
I can genuinely say it made the last 3 months of lockdown bearable. There were moments literally where I lost track of days, and then us arsing about on video games gave me a purpose again. I'm saying that flippantly, but to a certain extent, it's true.
Yeah, means I could track days of the week, because one day I thought it was Thursday and it was Monday.
I've done a Saturday that was a weekday. So console yourself. It's been a good thing. We've done good things.
Here is a few of our highlights of the year.
My God, it's seamless.
So for my funniest moment of the year, we're going to go a little bit juvenile, we're going to go a little bit new into the newer videos, and we're going to go to Dungeons and Dragons. It's my reply to James, and I found it incredibly juvenile, but incredibly funny.
There's other stuff you have, we could sell that for gold. Anything you've got of value, you can put it down. And
I have something of value, but you'll have to prize it out of my trousers.
So the funniest moment of the year? That's a hard one. I think it has to be me either playing Ghouls and Ghosts, or it's John with Another World. It was the first time he played it, and fair play, you've got to give him credit where credit's due. He smashed it. And it's not the moment where he leapt to his death numerous times over and over and onto some spikes, thinking there'd be a different outcome. It's when there's loads of rocks falling in the cavern, and John fancies his chances of dodging through all the rocks, thinking he won't get smashed. It was that one moment where the character seemed to look at the screen and just beg for mercy.
I think the funniest moment to me was in our GPA cobbled together multiplayer game. It was a good time, it was a good laugh, but mainly it was a random Andy shot where he hit it, I think 270 odd yards into a pond, and then the game, when he dropped it, literally put it as close to the tee and the water as it possibly could be. We were expecting it to be dropped at 170 yards or 270 yards at the side. But no, and even better, he did exactly the same thing with his next shot and still chose to drop it, and it put it back at the tee. Oh, what a laugh.
So for my moment of the year, we're going to go back to the very, very first video. Episode 1 of I May Be Crap at Video Games, where I put a 30-year-old Odyssey to rest. Wow, we are so close. Oh my God! I've bloody done it! On the last life!
Okay, so my favourite moment of the year probably happened on Twitch. There I was, playing Sea of Thieves, sailing quietly along on a quest when a Meg attacked. Should have been able to fend him off, but I just defeated 4 ghost ships by myself and a sloop with no crew. I'm not boasting, it wasn't meant to happen. Suddenly I clocked another sloop coming at me quite aggressively. Not only did he help me fight off the Meg, but he was about to sign off for the night and asked whether I'd like his loot. It was numerous ashen chests, loads of skulls, and it was this sort of behaviour and the players you see in Sea of Thieves that made me think that there might be some hope for humanity. So Mr. Dan the Man, I salute you. For those of you who have nicked my stuff before, I have a certain set of skills and I will find you.
My moment of the year is a direct result of finding Games Pass on the Xbox. It was great this year. I could play a different game almost every day. And the one that stands out was called Mutants Year Zero, a weird third-person RPG with real-time gameplay, but then turn-based combat. Anyway, I enjoyed it. The highlight, though, was finishing it. Sounds obvious, but when I got to the last level, trying to get into Eden, oh, was it tough. I used to try 4 or 5 times a day, probably for about a week, before I finally achieved finishing the game. It felt good. It's the only game I finished this year, to be honest. Probably because of Game Pass and all the weird indie titles I've been playing, but that's my moment of the year.
Favourite video of the year, and I imagine this won't be the first time that this video gets discussed during these nominations. It has to go to Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I love the Another World video, I love the stuff that I've done with Final Fantasy, but there was something about the Super Ghouls and Ghosts video that brought all 3 of us together, and it is just absolutely hysterical. If you have not watched it, go and watch it now. It is brilliant.
Zombie.
Leave me alone!
Is it a case of everything kills you?
Yes, pretty
Oh,
much.
good.
All those flying skulls, those jumping wolves, the zombies, the flaming snakes. You
I like
know.
the fact you kind of get used to what kills you, and then suddenly the ground moves beneath you,
Yeah,
making
that's
everything
fun.
slightly more difficult.
I just love the fact that it's horrifically difficult and it's like level 1.
It's good, isn't it? The boy's doing good. What does that kill you?
What the hell?
Yeah,
Oh,
of
that
course
kills
it
you.
does.
What was it meant to do? It's a tidal wave.
I think my favourite video to date was probably the Final Fantasy VII challenge that we did. I'd never played it before, and it was a lot of hard work for us to play an hour, then edit it. Well, I say we. It was Gareth that did all the hard work. But the outcome was something we should be proud of. Gareth cheating, John and I arguing over what the rules were. And then we can still be friends. Isn't that what gaming's all about?
My favourite video this year is not my favourite video this year. My favourite video is Oblivion, Would You Like to Live There? But my favourite video this year is Arch Rivals, and I'll tell you why. I've known John for years. We've worked on a number of film projects together. We've always got on well. But I'm yet to meet Andy in real life because of lockdown and such. So when he said, do you want to go online, watch me play Arch Rivals, I'd be honest with you, I was a bit nervous. Would it work? Not really knowing the guy without John being around. Didn't need to worry. Top bloke, top banter, good video. And I knew from that point, yeah, it was all going to be good. So my top video, Arch Rivals. But it's not my top video, but it is.
The episode where I discuss Rare. And the reason I want to discuss that is because we've been playing a lot of one of their games, Sea of Thieves. It's brought me, Andy and Gareth together pretty much every Sunday for quite a number of months. So whilst I wouldn't say that it's a brilliant game, it's not GoldenEye, it's not Banjo-Kazooie, it's not them back to their best, it's not a classic game. However, it kind of has brought us together in a regular sense, and I've really enjoyed it. So it's nice to see Rare pulling something off after all this time.
Oh, the bloody Meg's right behind us, Gareth. Trying to take a chomp out of us. What the f***? I think it is still probably easier on the SNES. That's my excuse.
Andy, you're a Mega Drive user, so you're used to poor performances.
Super Nintendo games are really easy. That's what I've heard. My friend had a Mega Drive, then he transitioned to a SNES because he got lured in by the colours. And then he had like a couple of games for Christmas, he completed them by Boxing Day.
You know, if we're talking next-gen consoles, you know, Gareth, you're probably, you know, the new Xbox. I'm the PS5, and Andy, you're whatever Sega's going to release next.
Can't do a review of the year without at least mentioning the most talked about game of the year, for good or bad, Cyberpunk 2077. Buggy at launch, glitchy. I waited until I heard it was playable, which was after the first patch, and then I started playing it. My wild card, though, is the fact that if you went online and said you were enjoying it, even though it was a bit glitchy, not the greatest graphics, You got abuse. What's that all about? Come on, guys, it's a video game. Name one that's come out that was perfect at launch. Get a life, someone. You know what I mean? We're out here to have fun, that's all.
Gaming low point. Now, there's a few things that I could have chosen for this, that's for certain. The disastrous Doom video. You could look at the Rory and Ray special, where it was just an embarrassing display of video gaming. But the one thing that's slightly worse than that, and it goes to episode 2 of I May Be Crap in Video Games, is the situation where you can see where I realise that I'm just not going to beat Super Mario, and you see my heart die a little bit. And that was another one. Oh my god, what am I doing? Honestly. Okay, here we go. No, what am I doing? Why didn't I keep running? Making it this. I've just done the stupid thing again.
Fatality.
Because I'm panicking. Oh, brilliant. They've got me penned in. They've got me penned in. No! Oh my god.
No one saw my low point this year. It was Heroes and Generals. John had come up with a really good concept for a video, and try as I might, I just couldn't get it to work. The game ran, but it was super laggy. My capture card didn't work when the game was running. It didn't want to run simultaneously. I ended up having to point my smartphone on a tripod at the screen and literally video my laptop.
So yeah, my gaming low point this year probably was our first ever video that we tried. It was Bomberman. It was the first time trying to play a retro game online with Gareth and John. We didn't know what we were doing. My old laptop had shocking performance, and I pretty much didn't get to play. It was really bad. Some of you might think my biggest fail was Ghouls and Ghosts, but you're wrong. I didn't fail. I thought I did rather well. And wait until you see the other Dark Souls of its day videos, especially Gareth's.
Oh god, that is tremendous.
I don't believe he said that. Andy, what are you thinking?
I know, that's just so out of character. But but anyway, I hope you enjoyed our nonsensical video about our 2020 highlights. We've really enjoyed doing it. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Gareth's now going to try and get to Leicester, which is a little bit like the never-ending story minus a massive dog. So
with police.
Yeah. So we will catch you in 2021. It's going to be an exciting year, hopefully with less viral deaths. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.